everyone, welcome to another Power Talk with Archanna. Today we are talking about Sustainable Goals number 14, Life Below Water. The Sustainable Goals aim to sustainably manage and protect marine and coastal ecosystem from pollution. Also address the impacts of ocean acidification. Enhancing conservation and the sustainable use of ocean-based resources through international law will also help mitigate some of the challenges facing our oceans. An environmentalist and ecologist, a nature's lover at heart, Pratik breathes, eats, sleeps, drinks sustainability. With more than 3 decades in the industry, this marine biologist talks about flora, fauna, marine life, and rebuilding damaged ocean habitats. Let's welcome Pratik Mehta. Hello, Pratik. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Archanna, for bringing me live in this your show. Actually, I was expecting this invitation from you since long, and it's my honor that you have brought me here and allow me to express my view. Thank you so much, Archanna.
It's an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for gracing our show, Pratik. Looking forward to hear this. So, we have been talking a lot about sustainability, but yes, of course, the marine life is really important, and this definitely gets neglected a big time. So, tell me, what exactly is sustainability for you? You have been there in this industry from a very long time. What does sustainability mean for you when it comes to marine life?
Well, Archana, when we talk about the environmental sustainability, we have so many other different definitions. Like people say the wise use of natural resources isn't sustainability. Somebody says use of renewable resources is a sustainability. Somebody says non-renewable resources is in a wise manner is also a sustainability. So it's a different definition. But for me, if you ask me, like uh, if like people go on earning money and then deposit in a bank, either in terms of rupees or in terms of say some investment or property, and what are we doing with that? What we are doing is securing our future. Similarly, if I can secure my next generation future, if I can provide a clean air, for me, it's an environmental sustainability. If I can provide them a clean water to drink, it's an environmental sustainability. If I can provide them a clean land and unpolluted land for the next generation, it's an environmental sustainability for me. I'm having a car with three or four that the rings, Audi car, or if I'm having a BMW or a Ferrari, and then if I open my glass window, throw a plastic bottle outside, if I can stop that, for me, it's an environmental sustainability. I'm talking to you right now, giving lecture on environmental sustainability, and then going out, buy a grocery, come with a four plastic bag. If I can stop that, this is an environmental sustainability. I'm having in my house with almost 2 to 3 kgs of domestic waste every day. If I can stop that, it is an environmental sustainability for me. So that's environmental sustainability starts with me, and then if I talk about the nation and the world. So that's what my definition of environmental sustainability, Rachna.
Absolutely. I think you are very, very right there. So it's so very important to walk the talk. We all have been talking about not using plastic, not using so many things that are not good for the environment, but we'll land up doing the same. You're very right. So when we are talking about marine life, Pratik, we're talking about plastic debris in marine ecosystem. And this is quite a serious global issue. The coral reefs are dying literally, and they are quite often called as the rainforests of the sea. Because of pollution, warming, and the changing ocean chemistry, it has really become a threat for the coral reefs. What are your thoughts there?
Well, I think everybody knows about this plastic pollution, plastic debris causing ocean pollution. Then, as you rightly say, changing in the ocean chemistry. Absolutely right. And what are these things leading us to? Like climate change and global warming, and then, as you say, plastic debris. So many things are there. But how is going to affect mankind, for general mankind, if I say, like everybody knows that global warming, what exactly is? a slight change in the environmental temperature higher side, it can cause a very big havoc. How is going to happen? We need development. So for development, naturally we need some industries. And when you talk about industries, if we don't go for the wise use of industries, we'll end up in creating and more greenhouse gases. What are these greenhouse gases? If I simply put in the simple word like carbon dioxide, methane, chlorofluorocarbons, we name it. There are so many are there. Nitrogen oxides are there. So from where this all this comes? I like to drive a car. I think everybody likes to drive a car. But have you ever thought of like what is really affecting environment by driving a car? No. Only we think of buying a new car, brand new car. We never thought of what is it causing to the environment. When temperature rises, what is happening is sea level rise. I think everybody heard sea level rise. But what is happening is
Yeah.
the ice which is stored in the our northern and southern pole, it gets melt. And not only
Yeah.
it creating the rise in the sea level, which is really going to affect us, but one more very big threat which is lying along with the global warming and melting of ice is what millions of years ago, when the ice starts forming year layer by layer, layer by layer, what is happening is the air got trapped already inside there. The methane got trapped. Now when the ice start melting it, the methane, which is a very big greenhouse gas and which can contribute a big in global warming, can release in the environment, and it starts again increase in the environment. So asthma is actually a cycle which once starts, it is very difficult to interrupt or stop. If we are not waking up right now, then it's going to be too late for us to take any action afterwards. I think everybody knows like coral reefs. What is exactly is coral reef for us, for human mankind? A general term. Maybe scientists talk very big about the
Yeah.
coral reef. But what about the common people? What is coral reef? As you rightly said, it's a green forest. What air I breathe, very nice, I like. But from where this oxygen comes, most of the oxygen comes from the ocean. And there coral reefs and small animal like they say phytoplankton, zooplankton, that play a major role in balancing the oxygen level. We always thought of having only a forest on terrestrial side, but we never thought of having this importance of our green forest in the ocean. So are we really taking care of it? As you also mentioned, like we have national and international laws, very fine, we have,
Yeah.
but how much seriously we are contributing towards implementing it? That's where our role starts. That's where our, as a nation, as a human being, as a entrepreneur, our role starts. And that can happen only if we really think of having a sustainable development. So I will only think of only my business. I will never think of ocean. So I also need to have an awareness at the grassroots level, and then only it can happen. I even suggest that whenever I go for a loan for the my business, I have a project profile. I will say I have this much money for the land. I need this much money for the machinery. I need this much money for the raw material. But have I mentioned anything about the environmental protection? That's where we should think of it. That's why we should make it mandatory to include in the project itself. And then if we can do that thing, yes, we can contribute, we can start contributing it. And then cycle what I was talking about, we can think of interpreting in breaking it. If we can do that thing, Asna, I think we can do a great thing.
Right, you're very right there, Pratik. Pratik, today we have people reclaiming land. They are building towers, they're building so much in the ocean, right in the middle of it. What are your thoughts there? How does that affect the ocean life?
Definitely, we always think about temporary and permanent damage. But when you say about this reclamation of ocean and then any aquatic body and then start building over it, the thing which is gone. Definitely, you cannot bring it back. Asna, we should also think of one thing like live and let live. Have you ever thought of it? We always think about live. We don't think about let live. And because we don't know the importance of it. As you say, if you go on the ocean side and if you see the coral, the normal people, the perception is it's a stone. That's a simply stone, a colored stone maybe,
Yeah.
and I can bring it and keep it as a paperweight at my home or in my office. That's what my thought and as a general public. But when I start having an awareness, like what exactly coral does for me, what exactly the marine life bring it to me. As you said today, we are everybody is facing like corona. Previously, we were facing with the very big pandemic like AIDS, everything, cancer, which is very common nowadays in the people. Most of the disease, this particular disease, are having a very good solution from the ocean itself. There are many institutions in India are there who are working on there, and if you really start exploring it, ocean is a treasure. Ocean is a treasure. So what you say is you start reclaiming it. You can have a temporary benefit of having say a 100-story building and start earning money. But what you have lost is lost. You can then start investing money and then try to recover the environment, and that's all say your after destructive efforts. But thing lost is lost. So uh, when you start having this type of activity like reclamation everything, first we should think of any alternative. Are we having any alternative for that? Is there compulsion that we have to do it here itself? We don't have any other alternative. That's what I think we should start thinking of that before just jumping to the conclusion, having reclamation and start doing development there.
Right. I think you're quite right there. So, Pratik, tell us what are the things that you would want a common man, at the common man's level, things that they can, kind of start to work on or make their contribution where the marine life is restored, the ecosystem is not disturbed. Then we can probably talk about something at the local government levels or the center levels or maybe the global levels. But if you to start from the main, the grassroots level, what contributions do you expect from the common man?
As you say now, like start with the common people. As you say, uh, first I very strongly feel that we should have a awareness from the grassroots level itself. When I was traveling to the Goa and I was visiting one aquarium there. There, of course, I've seen many aquariums, but I find very uniqueness in that. And I was going with my family, and then we are seeing different marine creature. And as a marine biologist, definitely I like it very much. Then I was telling this person like, what is unique in this? Then he say, I will show you what is unique in that. Is she your daughter? I say, yeah, she is my daughter. Then my daughter was asking, uncle, what is this? And suddenly he put a hand in the aquarium and took out one big lobster and just keep it on her shoulder. She was just like crying, like, what is happening? Then she said, nothing is going to hurt you. You need to feel it first. Have you ever feel it? Actually, lobster is under tension, not you. Why you are worrying it? It is in tension. So you have to feel it. Once you feel it, then only you will have an love for it. And once you have love for it, you will think of the marine life. So you start like directly contacting the marine life directly with the common people. And I really like that idea very much. Like instead of just seeing in a movie or in theater or in picture, you're directly feeling it. So that type of oneness with the nature is required at the common level. And that should start with the school level itself, not after being a 55-year-old person and then talking on the environment. This should start at the school level itself. That we should do it. And then what is other required? Nobody does Archanna anything voluntary, I believe it. So there has to be some benefit in that. What benefit? Like you need to convey the benefit out of it. Like if you are preserving environment, what are the benefit you are going to get it? In my house, I'm having one big, say, 10 kg or 15 kg dustbin. I'm having. You know what I'm doing it? My all organic waste I'm keeping in that, putting a layer of soil over it, and then after a month or two, I'm changing it to my all pots, everything. I'm getting free manure. So that type of thing we need to convey to the people that yes, you are not only reducing a waste, but you are getting manure and all throwing, going out and throwing your waste, everything you are saving it. So that type of thing you need to convey to the people. And then the award scheme or because the encouragement scheme should be there for the common people. You should always show them that yes, ocean is not an garbage, it's not an dustbin that you just go and throw everything to them. It is for us. Ocean is giving us so many things back to us, so we need to respect it. And it is our requirement also, not only question of respecting it, it's our requirement also. And when people come to know that yes, ocean is giving us oxygen, as you say, green forest for my life, day-to-day life, then only I will understand the meaning of it. As you say about the, say, national level, what are we doing for the national level? uh, Definitely from last say couple of years, we are doing really great things now. We are really making commitment at an international level. That commitment when we are making it, it's an uh, our duty to fulfill the commitment. So what we are doing it, government is forming a different policies for the sustainable development, such as development of renewable energy resources. If you see from last few years, say a couple of years, 4 5 years, the growth in the renewable energy sector, if you see, is tremendous. At the same time, government what is doing is forming a policy for that, putting a stringent condition on the non-renewable energy resources, and asking us to reduce the use of the non-renewable resources. So what is ultimately happening is we are forced to go for the renewable resources, and that's where our commitments are we are showing at the international level. But what I feel is, Archana, it's not enough. In reality, if you
Yeah.
see, we need to do really more and more work. How will I do it? More and more work. Only just by say forming a different legislation and rules, that's not going to end it. You need to show them a way also how we are going to implement it, how we are going to adopt it. And when I say stop producing carbon dioxide, stop producing nitrogen oxide, how will I do it? I just cannot just switch it off like that. I need to have a technology. Do I have a technology? So what I need, I feel is government should help in providing this technology also. If we can do that thing, I think we can do a great thing. And when I say providing technology, always comes money again. So it should be at a cheaper rate. And the most important thing, the funding of it. Uh, when you talk about the importing good technology, latest technology, then what we need is the fund. And if the government can do something in that, funding the new technology, I think it can work great, Archana. And then we also need to emphasize one more thing, which is very important, I believe, is encouraging our own startup business for developing an indigenous technology rather than developing on the foreign technology. And in that particular sector, I think we are doing a bit by bit, slow but steady progress. We are doing it. And last but not least, Asna, let me repeat one more thing is in the environment sector, if I say we have got a very large amount of data available with us in a fragmented places, and it is lying in piles of files in the government offices and institutions. If we can make use of it, so many things we can achieve it. So rather than just putting it in a paper, if we can really compile it, integrate it, and making use of it, Asna is going to help us a lot. So that's what I feel really we need to work on that particular aspect.
Yeah, I think you're very, very right. That's so very important to implement the policies and the data we have. Today, it's a data economy, and whatever data we collect, if we do not use it, if we do not make use of the data that we have, that there is no point. It's very important to make use of the data and then move forward with a strategic plan action. Great, amazing. Thank you so much, Pratik. Thanks a lot for speaking to us and enlightening our audience. I'm sure they are going to love this episode on sustainable goals number 14 about marine life and how they can save marine life and how they can create more and more space for our marine life to stay healthy, green forever. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, Pratik. Thanks a lot for coming on board and speaking to my audience.
Thank you so much. It's my honor that you have hosted me and I could contribute a little bit for the our audience. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a wonderful life. Thank you. Bye bye.